Well, thanks, guys. New Browns head coach Hue Jackson has called Sashi Brown and Paul DePodesta two of the brightest minds in football, even though one's expertise is law and the other's is analytics. He talked about there being no feeling quite like walking through the doors of Berea. He gave a symbolic fist bump to the dog pound and said he couldn't wait for reason to jump into it and celebrate with Browns fans. You know, Jimmy Haslam has changed football coaches about as frequently as some people trade out toothbrushes. Yet Jackson said he's confident he can be the guy to turn things around here and live happily ever after. How did all that play with Browns fans? I'm not sure. I know it played well with the media, but let's take a look. Based on my sketchy analytics, we may finally have reached the tipping point where skepticism at least weighs as much as enthusiasm following a new head coach press conference. Says God lost, trucks carrying 3 years worth of Kool-Aid have arrived in Berea. Drink up. Jackson had little support as a first-time head coach in Oakland. His owner, Al Davis, died during that 8-8 season. He seems to welcome the support system he will inherit here in Cleveland. Of course, what's viewed as support in January in the NFL has a tendency to be seen as interference when seasons start falling apart. Our next commenter says Jackson will be fired in, 3 or 4 years. You could argue that's a prediction of stability, given the fact that Rob Chudzinski lasted 1 and Mike Pettin lasted 2. It's reasonable, at least, to suggest Jimmy Haslam will change coaches before he changes the structure of the organization this time. So Sashi Brown and Paul DePodesta probably have a little more job security. But that's standard operating procedure for head coaches in the NFL. And Jackson knows he must win eventually. Sooner than later would be good, though Haslam has more reason to be invested in this hire than he did the previous 2. In his press conference, Jackson came off as passionate, confident, and willing to work with others. Surely that must play well with Browns fans. Yes, our next commenter says, Jackson sounds like the other 674 head coaches who came through Berea in the last 10 years. And that number may be slightly inflated. I believe it's been 674 coaches in 8 years. Surely someone out there feels better about this hire than the other hires that they've had recently. Jackson has experience. He knows offense. He's good with quarterbacks. He's a great people person, and he knows the AFC North. Okay, here we go. We finally found one. A comment that says, "Go Brownies," from Hue Jackson?
Wolverine.
Well, I guess it's understandable after all these years it takes a good actor to feign excitement about yet another Browns coaching change. I happen to like this one.